it's Miss Eliza from the Waukee Public Library, and this week's bird-themed Elementary Kids Maker Monday, we're going to be making bird window clings. So for this project, you're going to need a Ziploc or some other plastic baggie. You might want a template or just something that you can trace. We've got this bird template in the packs from the library, but you can also use a picture out of a magazine, or you can freehand your own design, whatever you like. It doesn't even have to be a bird. And then you're gonna want some puffy paint. So if you got a pack from the library, you've got 2 different colors, but you can also use any thick kind of fabric type paint that you might have at home. You're also gonna wanna make sure that you have some paper towels on hand in case the paint gets messy, and you might want a few pieces of tape. All right, so you're gonna start by laying out a template, and if you got a packet from the library, then we put in this bird template. So you can kind of just lay it down flat, and I taped it on the table so that it wouldn't move as much. That's kind of helpful. If you don't have this template, you can use something like maybe a magazine image that you've cut out, or just lay it right over the top of a magazine that you don't need anymore. You can also just freehand an image. I definitely drew some flowers and stars too, so whatever you want to draw is fine. But if you're using a template or tracing something, you're gonna wanna tape it down flat on a table, and then I'm just gonna tape the bag I'll be drawing on as well right over top so that it kind of gives me a steady surface to work from. And then you're gonna get your puff paint ready, and you're just gonna trace around the edge of your design. And you want it to be nice and thick. This is not the time to be conserving puff paint because you need it to have a nice, thick, solid surface so that it can stick to that window. So you're gonna make a nice, thick line all the way around. And you can decide how you want the colors to go, you know, if you want them to change or if you want the beak to be a different color, then you can add that, whatever you like. I'm gonna use my second color to make a wing. So I'm gonna start kind of in the middle, and again, you wanna be nice and thick, and I'm just gonna draw a wing shape and kind of use the tip of the paint to color it in. And then puff paint is really cool because if you go up with 2 different colors next to each other, they'll automatically stick together. So we're gonna go right up to the edge and fill it in. And then when this is all dry, it'll come up as one piece, so it kind of sticks together. So we're gonna go through the entire bird, and then when we're done, we can add some more details up on top. All right, so we've got the main shape down now, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of detail. So I'm gonna put an eye on my bird, and I'm gonna add some feet to my bird. They're not on the template, but I think it would look nice to have some feet coming off here, and maybe some tail feather details in there to kind of give it a little more dimension. So you can kind of design it however you want. And then also, if you wanted to add some smaller shapes, over on the side. This is good because when you put these on a window, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have probably maximum 4 inches between the different decals. That's really what a bird needs to be able to gauge the space appropriately. So you can make some smaller ones too, just to add on. And then you're gonna want this to dry overnight. So puff paint does take a while, especially when it's really thick and when there's a lot of layers. So you're gonna wanna leave this to dry about 24 hours before you try to peel it off. I do have one that's been waiting, so I'll show you that. Get him out of the way. So this is one that I painted the other day. You can kind of see. And then when they're all dry, you're just gonna wanna go very carefully and peel them up starting at one edge. You wanna make sure that you don't tear them, so you don't wanna go too fast, but just gently peel them up starting at the edges, and then eventually the whole thing will come off. So we're gonna go ahead and peel off the rest of these, and then we'll take them to the window in just a minute. So window clings are a really great way to help protect birds that might be flying through your neighborhood, especially migratory birds that aren't familiar with the area. So birds can't sense glass, so they don't see that that's a solid surface. They think that they can fly right through, and then they might collide with the window, which can be a big problem for a little bird. So window clings can help them spot that there's surface there so that they can avoid it and not fly through. All right, so now that you've kind of peeled off your different little puff paint stickers that you've made, you're just going to press lightly to get it to stick on the window. And I'm gonna add all my little birds. And again, you want them to be probably, 4 or 6 inches apart. If you have some bigger space, you can add some smaller ones in there. And you can see how when you see these, you realize that the window isn't see-through, or is see-through that you can't go through it, right? Because you can see that there's these creatures in the way. So it's gonna deter birds from flying right into the glass. So you can just press them lightly, and then if you decide you don't like where they are, you can also just lift them back up carefully and rearrange them. So that's a really great way to make some window clings to help our feathered friends.